a king. To the saying, advancing the line, advancing the payment. You from the game, but what said as you claim it. It's that Xbox, spin the block, his legs live. Fast talking, no wriggling, moonwalking, selling moon rock just to make dividends. You in traffic with family? That much making a portrait. Gun kick back, not grannies from porches. David on the scene, you know that it's scorching. What's the man with king? To the saying, advancing the line, advancing the payment. You from the game, but what said as you claim it.
You already know the time, told my boys to hold the line. We gon' shoot it out in seconds, leave you posted like a vine. Bow your head down to the king, leave your roses at the shrine. We stay ready for the war, just need the king to drop the sign. Say what you running from, what you running from. I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? Said what you running from, what you running from. I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? This what you wanted. This what you wanted, huh?
Peace and blessings and welcome back to Xbox Frontline News with your boy, the King. And on this crazy Tuesday, I mean, it's raining like cats and dogs over here. You know the best part about rain? And I got to say thank you because it allows me to do all my gardening. I know you're going to say, King, why are you doing your gardening in the rain? That is the best time to work with the soil. It is the greatest thing ever. And obviously, I'm learning. I'm trying to get a green thumb. Like my thumbs aren't green. Actually, they're not. But I want to give a shout out to my man, Lieutenant Hawk. Welcome to New York, where we don't sleep. Concrete at the bottom of our feet. Yes, sir. Lamar Davis was good. Reclaimer Rob. What's going on? Pouring here too in Minnesota hard for hours. Pause. Facts. Come on, man. Come on, man. Rob. You know what's crazy? Growing up, we played the pause game all the time. Always. You know, it was replaced with some other stuff, and, you know, it's not politically correct to say that one. But pause really took on a life of its own once the Diddy stuff came out. And personally, it's funny as hell because I get a chance to see people like Stephen A. Smith, you know, Cam. I got to give Cam and Mace their props. Definitely taking it to that space and doing it over there. But if you was looking at Iron Lords podcast, I've been playing pause on Iron Lords for the last 9 years. And it's just funny to see how prevalent it is in our society at the moment, especially within the algorithms that I look at, right? Because again, my algorithm is not your algorithm. Everybody's algorithm is different, it could be scary, honestly. Getting this news yesterday, though, I had to sit back and I had to reflect because remember, the embargo was released yesterday and you started to see everybody's videos pop up. Those that are in good with Steam and Valve that have been that way for years, larger channels have received consoles to review, and they pretty much all got the same package. Pause. You got the console, you got the two faceplates, you got the controller, and it was pretty much have at it type of thing. And they all did the same unboxing. It was the same, you know, faceplates, the red faceplate and the wood faceplate, and, you know, the controller and the machine. And I saw a lot of people, some that were happy to be there, how they unboxed it. And, you know, I don't really care for IGN much because I understand that they work for an entity that controls their narrative. It's like, you know, big TV. All that stuff is controlled. So I just really can't get with their opinions on things. Now, some of the larger channels like, you know, Linus Tech and stuff like that, they actually are so self-reliant, so self-funded that they're bigger than some of the program. And when they get something, you pretty much can look to it to see what the truth may be. looking at everybody having sticker shock is kind of stupid because I kind of explained after my initial thought process being the specs that came out. I looked at it as an underpowered, weak machine, and the price point that I initially settled in on, I think it was 6 to 7. That's where it fell in line to. And I'm gonna tell you about a couple of these channels that are being disingenuous because what they're doing is they're comparing it to something else. But I'm gonna get to that. So my initial thought was a lower price SKU based upon the specs. I wasn't prepared for where the industry was taking us, and like a lot of us, right? Like a lot of us, everything that is the norm should follow the same trends. We base our ability to project when we're going to get a console. Well, I'm not going to get a console this year because the games are still the same. And I'm going to get the new console next year where I pretty much am, I'm ready. I saw a couple of people in my chat, or they left messages or comments, how they're going to save up. Nothing changed. They can sell their old stuff to get to the new stuff. I'm like, that's cool. One person said, it's the wildest thing. I got to read it. I got to get to it because that was kind of crazy to me. They said something and I think they believe that I believe that Xbox is a healthy company. And I think they're truly absolutely misinformed when it comes to that. So where was it? It's this live right here, right? Okay, hold on. Let me get to the comments of this one. Hold on. Yeah, apply. No, I responded to the ones I responded to. All right, hold on. Here we go. Yeah, hold on. Let me post that. Let me show this so y'all can see exactly what I'm talking about. He said I'm pretty sure he posted on Friday. He's gone out of town for a couple of days. He posted it yesterday. He's gone out of town. Yeah. All right, cool. I've been waiting for Oh No, it's Alex video on this all morning. Still nothing. It's weird. Okay. Hold on. Where it is, making a decent living. Yeah, he said, listen, I make a decent living. I can easily afford a Steam machine if I wanted the product. Just like the PlayStation 5, I can own both. But to me, it's simply not the great products. Doesn't mean that people are broke. Laugh out loud. That means they see value in the product. For me, I'm cool with Xbox and PC. I absolutely get it. And I understand that. I'm not wallet shaming anybody. Anytime I give you jokes, I give you jokes. Financially, it's stupid. Be honest with you. On a lot of that. Hold on. Chill. Where's that? He's Xbox Frontline. I'm a simple man. I don't have all the time in the world to gain responsibilities, but I'm not a computer savvy, as they say. I like some aspects of the PC, but I don't have the time to learn about the GPU and all that other components that come with it. I'm an Xbox guy, and I do like some PlayStation games. I'm 33 years old, so I grew up with both. Project Helix sounds like a dream console to me. As a simple plug and play, I get to play Steam games, Xbox games, some PlayStation games all in one, and PlayStation games actually I wanted to play. 1,500 is pricey, but I feel it's worth it for the experience. If you have the patience, put money aside, and you get to know. You get one in no time. Hashtag no PlayStation 6. King, I notice how the PlayStation 5 is having the real ring of death. Okay, I'm not gonna get into that. Hold on. All right, this one right here. This one had me laughing because I'm like, this is the one I'm talking about. He said, King, straight away, I would like to compliment you on your looks. You're a handsome man. Here's right before they give you. It's a shame you live in an alternate reality where Xbox is doing well when they have 100 days to avoid shutdown. Okay. I don't ever sit here and try to tell you that Xbox is doing well. That's not anything that I try to tell you. Actually, I'm the one telling you that Xbox needs the reset. I was on a panel with Boom, C Money, and myself, and we were talking about the health of Xbox. Well, C Money felt that Xbox was healthy. I don't believe you're healthy if you have to course correct. I don't believe you're healthy, especially in this industry. None of them are healthy. Don't ever be fooled by the shenanigans that you get from these a lot of the content creators. Don't be fooled by their agenda. We all have an agenda. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm not biased towards Xbox. I'm absolute. The whole channel is Xbox Frontline News. The whole channel. My catchphrase is hashtag no PlayStation 6. We're going to run it up on these bums. I'm going to keep the boot on Kong's neck this whole generation. That's the whole shtick. The whole shtick is to have fun, poking fun at the bigger bear, right? I've never been one to go with the favorite. I've never been one to say, like I'm going to jump on the bandwagon. I don't care for it. I love the underdog. I'm a fan of the underdog. Listen, when I was rooting for the Chicago Bulls, I'm a Scottie Pippen fan. Don't really like Jordan that much. Really? Think about that when I say that. You're a fan of the greatest team of all time, basketball team. By say, right? Maybe not. Whatever. You can say Boston Celtics, you can say Lakers, you can say whatever. But I choose the Chicago Bulls. I wasn't a fan of Chicago Bulls until Scottie Pippen got there. I watched a game, and I don't think Jordan played that game. I think he had broke his foot or something like that, or something. He did something, and I tuned in to watch it because I wanted to see what they was all talking about, and I fell in love with Scottie Pippen's game. Bank shots, dunking the ball. The guy was aggressive. Defense was crazy. He was lanky. He was just a problem. He was an absolute problem. So the time I tune in and Jordan's not playing, I see this guy. And I'm like, this 33 dude is wild. Instant. So I'm always going to champion underdog. And, Xbox is the underdog. And it is. It has been. When PlayStation was the underdog, when they went up against Sega, for a lesser extent, I still love Sega more. But I was like champion this little loudmouth dude, this little CD player that did some stuff. I brought Mortal Kombat to the house. It was doing some stuff until it just got full of itself. I just started seeing different things that actually turned me away from the brand that I didn't like. And I just kind of walked away from the brand, especially when Xbox got there and they were everything that I wanted Sega to be at the time, because Sega had lost their way. So loving Xbox got me to the pace where I'm at. So absolutely not disillusional, just hopeful for a brand that I absolutely love. And I care what happens to the brand. But at the same time, I don't confuse my opinion about the brand with the health of the company or the fact that closing down a couple of these studios, and I gotta get the list, that I ain't gonna lie to you. This list that I received, and y'all pretty much got the same list now. But next week is a big week for Xbox when you get a chance to see what's going to truly happen. So now beforehand, everybody was losing their minds based upon Craig Duncan leaving and Luis O'Connor leaving. I don't know what it actually meant in the grand scheme of things. So I really just was like, whatever. But from what I got here, Compulsion Games, Ninja Theory, Flight Simulator team, World's Edge, the Age of Empires team, and Double Fine. It's roughly 1,000 people. Out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 studios, that's the closure. That's what is expected. Question. Me for compulsion games is South of Midnight. I love the IP. I can face the facts that the IP didn't sell. Oh, let's go. Let's get it.
At Hollywood Rules 2673 donated $2 through Super Chat. Happy Tuesday, brother. Support to my dude. Praying gesture emoji.
Blessings. Blessings. First of all, I want to give a shout out to my boy Everborn Saga. You see the shout out that I gave you the other day, bro. How I love the universe. I love everything that you crafted, and your inspiration to many, whether you know it or not. Hollywood Rules, I appreciate you, brother. That's right. Happy Tuesday. I support and appreciate, and your kind words is always uplifting to me. I appreciate you. But you're gonna say, compulsion games, South of Midnight. I thought the IP was something that was able to build on. It's kind of like how y'all felt with Hi-Fi Rush. And I'm going to get to the Steam Machine new problem. I'm going to get to that because that's a problem. It's an issue. And it's an issue for the big two. It's a large issue, pause, for Xbox themselves. Oh, let's go. Let's get it. Give me a chance to wet my palate.
At Meagle Smith donated $4.99 through Super Chat. These dude really justifying the PS5 Pro because of the Steam Machine price. Diddy can sell these dudes baby oil, as long as the exclusive tag on it.
Miguel Smith. Miguel Q. Smith. Let me tell you something. Part of my argument that you just stepped on right now is that price point, especially going up against the PlayStation 5 Pro. But you're getting ahead of the content. You're taking away some of my biggest arguments, or you're leaning into some of my biggest arguments. And I just want to get to the Xbox news first, because I think this means a ton to a lot of the people that are fearful. Now, for the PlayStation crowds that go to people that talk their language, like certain channels that actually speak to their sensibilities, they're going to get Xbox is dead, Xbox is this, Xbox is that, and they're going to feel good about their purchase. Because what they're saying to themselves is, whoa, at least it's not me. Well, at least it's not my console. And that's what they're going to say. And that's cool. By the way, I'll be on Reforge channel tomorrow, 2 p.m. And we'll be talking gaming. But you're looking at Ninja Theory. I never really wanted Senua's Saga. I wanted Heavenly Sword 2. I've wanted Heavenly Sword 2 for God knows how long. Forever. Let's go. Let's get it, sir. I appreciate you guys. I was going to change the music, but I couldn't. I just love the music.
At Hollywood Rules 2673 donated $2 through Super Chat. South of Midnight needed was a sequel, loved it.
Yeah, they need it. Hopefully the studio can find a home. See, none of the stuff is set in stone. This is just rumors until it's absolutely confirmed fact, right? Kind of like when I told you that they were going to have 4 SKUs for the Steam machine before it launched. And some of the language that I received was kind of off in it, but they do have 4 SKUs. They have with the controller, without the controller, console, and the other one is like the larger RAM size. Cool. It is exactly what it is. The price points are pretty much more than what I was absolutely writing in about, but they were close because it did say the 1500, and I was just like, damn, that's kind of crazy. But again, it's a scary thing. But I predicted all of this stuff, and we're at the point now where blessings. Let's go, sir.
At Everborn Saga donated $4.99 through Super Chat. Microsoft needs to get Xbox mode on PC ready before Valve gets Nvidia support on SteamOS or else.
It's already there. It's there in the capacity. I mean, it runs great on my PC. I don't have any problems when I jump into Xbox mode. Especially the 5070 Ti that I have upstairs is just like, woo. This right here is the AMD. What is it? I think it's a 9000 series. That's another one. This is a monster over here. But I don't. It's not an issue. It's the adaptability of the developer. And Microsoft just put out a new stack for Unreal Engine users, Unreal Engine 5 users for development when it comes to the Windows. So they're cleaning up their stack. They're focusing on developers now because this thing is a bigger issue than just the Steam machine. Proton, Linux, that it's the people's choice, right? Because Big Bad Microsoft has always had this bloat, this spyware, all this extra stuff, these layers. You see, once you get Mikey Barr to crawl out of his hole to praise something that is anti-Xbox, anti-Microsoft, anti-former company, you understand that where some of the rooting establishment is leaning to. And you're going to see a lot of CEOs come out and praise this machine and not condemn the price point. And I think the condemning of the price point is necessary, not for authenticity or validation in where you stand, but in the fact that it's an underpowered machine. It's a machine that should never cost the price point in which it is trying to garner. And if anyone is overlooking that price point, that is a larger problem within itself. But again, getting back to the closures, I wanted Heavenly Sword. I didn't want Senua Saga. And the gameplay never lent to anything that was exhilarating, breathtaking, graceful, where I felt Heavenly Sword was all of that. Okay, so you're looking at Ninja Theory, and I'm like, damn, I don't know what it looks like if they are given a budget that can allow them to survive, but I don't think they were ever purchased with a larger budget in mind. I just don't think so. A World's Edge, Age of Empires, they have put Age of Empires on toasters. So if those things didn't sell, and I actually like those games, but those are not games that I'm running out to purchase. Sit down, Bella. Come, sit. Untrusty. I'm not trusting you. And Double Fine. I think Double Fine out the gate should have came out with Psychonauts 3. Honestly. I don't think they should have did anything else. I think out of the gate, Psychonauts 3 should have been your main goal. It should have been. I don't think they would be on this list at all. But that's it. I know it could be a little bit crass. I know this can be, oh man, not what you want to hear, but I'm not into the guarding your feelings thing. I'm not that person. I'm not here trying to tell you something that is palatable for you to digest so you can stick around. I don't care about your feelings. I don't. And I know that's harsh, where in a world where everybody now all of a sudden is trying to shield you from hurt feelings or trying to give this fake concern. Like, you really concerned about any of those studio closures if it ain't none of the games that you actually play. As long as they ain't say Treyarch or something like that and you're a Call of Duty head, you like, okay. You really don't. Let's be real. I'm not saying like, oh, that you're indifferent to loss of jobs, but I don't know if your head has been under a rock, but these last couple of years in this industry has been volatile, brutal, and downright disgusting. I changed that music. I changed that music. I changed that music. I did that thing. I did that thing. I changed that music. Yeah. I did that thing. I did that thing. I changed that music. Yeah. Hell yeah. Scott Wolford, 76. Member for 28 months. Soldier V rank. Good Day, Heavenly Sword remake would be nice, but Sony owns the IP. I know. And it actually sucks. They own it. I let it rock for too long. I'm gonna have to slow that down. But I like that beat. Oh my God. That beat slaps. Yo, I didn't even know I put it on for this long. I gotta watch out for members. Yo, I gotta go there. I gotta stop this thing. How long did I put it on for? Dear God. See, this is what happens when Attic is not around and I start messing around with the dashboard settings. Huh. That was kind of dope, though. I ain't gonna hold you. I know somebody's gonna tune in and be like, what the hell is going on here? Yeah, Sony owns the IP, but I don't know why Sony didn't do anything with it. They could just so much stuff with that stuff. But again, getting into where everything is at, I saw a lot of people comparing the Steam machine to the base PlayStation 5. Why? Compare it to where it's close to in price. Compare it to the Pro. Don't compare it to the base PlayStation 5. You're talking about dollar for dollar, value for value, price for price. Compare it to what the price calls for. You see, because if I walk in a store and you're telling me that I got to spend $1,000, but I need a controller, so it's like $1,148, right? Then tax, so you're looking like $1,200. So I got $1,200, and I go inside a store and I got a Steam machine on the table. You notice they haven't compared it to an Xbox Series X. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. But since you want to play popular, dude, because there's an agenda here. There's an agenda to let you believe that that thing is comparable to a PlayStation console. Well, boo-boo, the PlayStation 5 Pro is their top-of-the-line model. The Steam machine's top-of-the-line model is $1,500, right? But all it just did was just bump up the storage, right? So let's take your $1,500 machine and place that up against the $900 Pro, $1,000. Let's say $1,000 versus 15. You got $500. Is it worth $500 more than a Pro? Ask yourself that question. And God, don't even get into is it $800 more worth than a series console? Because now you're looking at how it doesn't hold its value. But the problem with this machine, and this is the scary part about it, is it's going to push timelines where companies aren't ready to release their next generation hardware. You see, Xbox is going to release Project Helix next year regardless, based upon their main competitor for your living room when announced was the PlayStation. The Switch 2 to a lesser extent, because the Switch 2 isn't vying for the same third-party deals that you are. So when you look at it for the living room space, and these are storefronts that make boatloads of money off of selling third-party products, right? So you're looking to the same vendors in order to get that deal, so they can be into your storefront so you can attract and sell to your consumers. Well, the main competitor was PlayStation. Now Steam enters the building. Steam entering the building is more so of a threat based upon it has a three-prong approach, the same way Xbox does. So now tech-savvy individuals are going to start looking at the operating systems and comparing the two. Whereas PC heads will tell you that they like Proton, they like Linux, they like this over Windows, based on performance, based on other things. Where this ostracizes the PlayStation is because they're a one-trick pony. Ba-dum-bum. So now you have put somebody that is a direct competitor to everything that Microsoft is doing and has a greater ecosystem than whatever the PlayStation is doing. But the price tag just killed whatever advantages that thing, or perceived advantages that thing had. But what it didn't do, and what it didn't do was prevent larger corporations, the other two, from accelerating their plans. What it did do was accelerate those plans. You see, Xbox cannot wait to release Helix. It can't be a thing. It can't be something that they can put off. This is brought to you by Pure Xbox and Craig Reed. What does a $1,049 Steam machine mean for Xbox Project Helix? I wish they would stop that. I wish you would stop going to the least common denominator based upon your agenda. Oh, let's get it. Let's get it.
At Everborn Saga donated $4.99 through Super Chat. Will devs complain about the Steam machine being a potato the way they do with the Series S?
No, because it's a more capable machine than the Series S, but look at the price point. You see, still the Series S is the best way to experience Generation 9. It is the best way to experience this generation. The Series S is the cheapest, best way. Blessing. Let's go.
At Meagle Smith donated $4.99 through Super Chat. I agree. This might make PlayStation prematurely release, their next gen and it be trash tech.
That's what I'm talking about. Now you are understanding. If Steam sells this weak, it's weaker than the current consoles. And the current consoles are 5 years old. It is weaker. 6 years old. It's weaker. and is garnering this price point, it doesn't incentivize them to release more powerful tech that will obliterate this. They will just release marginable tech that will outclass the previous tech. Very minimal bump in spec and command a larger price tag based upon the president said is set before them. The Steam Machine is a bad thing for the industry. From releasing the tech as weak as it is, to the price point being as high as it is, to the fact that there's no true exclusives at all for this thing. There's nothing there that you can't get anywhere. You see, it's an amalgamation of a Frankenstein box that is jumbled together with bits and parts of other things, and it's forcing you to believe that it's something greater than it is based upon the language that is surrounding it from people that are reviewing it. Don't get caught up in the hype with new tech. Everything is the best thing when it's the first new thing. But then you got to settle in. You got to settle in and you got to be real. I watched Digital Foundry sit there and break down what this thing is doing, based upon the fact that I don't have one now and I can't do my own tests. Disappointment would be an understatement. This thing was supposed to come in at a price point that terrified the other two, that forced the other two to lower prices, to force them to compete. This just doesn't force anybody to compete. It just forces them to say, yo, we don't have to do much to get praise. We could beat this thing easy and still come in at a price point that is cheaper than this whack thing. And what they have that this thing doesn't is exclusives. Now, does Xbox with Project Helix shy away from PC or Steam releases? You see, PlayStation, their moles is good. Looked at, y'all thought that their problem was Xbox. It was two problems. It was Steam and Xbox. And I thought Steam to a larger effect of with it based upon the fact that the games was on Steam, and I thought the machine would be cheaper. I thought that would be a direct threat. Obviously, Valve looked at it and said, we can do this, that, and the third. And we can still be successful based upon the wish listing of everybody and based upon all of you guys going crazy to get those controllers. You see, that's a genius strategy. Whoever came up with that strategy is a genius. Because let's see how many fools we can get into the trap. You see, because once you have the controller and once you love the controller and like the controller and you've been using it on your PC, well, now they're going to put out the machine. I already got most of the experience. I want to have the full experience. Pause. And you run out to go get. It's a genius strategy when you look at it based upon how do you catch a fool? Well, you put out something that is a throwaway. It's throwaway cash. You just throw away $100. Get the controller. Stand in line, wait for it, do whatever. Got it. Boom, did that thing. Now they knocked you upside your head with the cocotazo because now that Steam machine is unimaginable. Now, oh boy, the reviews for the Valve Steam machine, Oh boy, reviews are in for the Valve Steam Machine, with the biggest talking point being expected how much the device costs, and subsequently it could mean for the Xbox next Project Helix console. I told you already what it is. I don't care what anybody say. Baseline $1,500, $1,499. Told y'all, and I don't care. I'm sticking on that number. Technically speaking, the Steam Machine is more of an entry-level PC than is a video game console, so direct comparison may be a little off here. BS. Absolutely BS. Yeah, you could do this, that, and a third. But why are you putting it to gamers? Why are you targeting gamers? Because you want this thing to be perceived as a console. You want this thing to encroach upon the living room and take over the space definitely reserved for console. So stop acting like this thing isn't what they're trying to make you see it as. This is a Trojan horse, right? Sneak the PC into the living room. What Bill Gates has been saying for 25 freaking years. But those little individuals over at Xbox that decided to trick them, they had another plan. Could you imagine where we would be in the industry based upon them actually executing what the idea was for Xbox originally? I know it would have been growing pains. I know it would have been, the timeline would be completely different in a sense that we don't know exactly where it would have went. But I would love to peek in on that timeline to see exactly what transpired. Did it absolutely fail? Did Xbox actually achieve anything greater than it achieved now? What does the brand look like based upon them actually following directions? I think it was a Power PC GPU that was inside instead of NVIDIA. I would love to see what that timeline looked like, because we inadvertently, or regardless, is advertently got to this timeline regardless with another competitor, right? Valve tried it once and they're back again. They rearmed themselves and they actually are here again, but they're doing it differently. So technically speaking, the Steam Machine is more of an, hold on. As it stands, you'll be willing to fork over cash. You can snag a Valve new hardware for $1,049. That's wild business. Or $1,349. Comparable to Microsoft flagship console, the Series X, you can get for roughly $649 and $899, and the PlayStation 5 Pro is $899. We're looking at this. What do you say? What is this? If you're paying this is Paris. I'm not gonna shame y'all, Paris. I'm not gonna go with you and Jez. I'm not gonna get into whatever that's going down there. Miguel Q Smith with the $2 super chat. But King, I thought Game Pass is the problem, bro. Game Pass is the solution to this inflation. You can sit there and deny it, guys. Y'all can sit there and fight it. You can say it's bad for Xbox. You can say Microsoft has a problem with Game Pass. I'm a consumer. I don't care about their wallets. All right? Okay, maybe if I was on the official Xbox podcast and I was working for Xbox and I had to tell you that I care, I don't. It's about how I choose to spend my money. When that money comes out of my account every month, I'm responsible. I care. I just cut off Horizon, what is it? New Horizon, something like that, for the VR. I haven't used it in months. And my son, who plays VR all the time, hasn't been playing it for like 2 months. So guess what I did? Ixnay on this service say, it's over with, Prime. Shut it down very quickly. So if Project Helix comes out at $1,000 plus, I'm out. Okay, here's what the section of the comments saying. Next gen needs the delaying because there's no way it's going to be any cheaper. I don't think delaying will do anything either. Prices will still continue to hike. That's all valid points. What do you think? By delaying the console, that all of a sudden the prices are going to drop? Yo, it's the problem. It's the problem right now for a lot of individuals to think that, oh, the AI bubble is going to pop. How ignorant can you be? You do know the next frontier on after AGI is achieved is to beat that with a more complex AGI. You don't think that if Xbox, Google, Nvidia, OpenAI, Anthropic, and a couple of others, if any one of those achieve AGI, and I believe some have already, you don't think they're going to not take that? And I'm talking about Google and Xbox, well, Microsoft, to be honest with what I'm saying right now. Because Nvidia, to a lesser extent, has Blackburn. But I'm looking at Google's quantum chip and Microsoft quantum chip. The marriage between that and AGI is going to be where the next frontier is going. And the level of coolant, data centers, and everything else that goes on into that, the RAM, everything that goes into that is exponentially greater than what is happening now. So it's only going to escalate. We're looking at an escalation of chipsets that can't be manufactured as fast enough to meet the supply and demand of these larger companies. So again, financially, that trickle-down effect is going to encroach upon our hobby. It's going to raise it to a point where we're looking at, think about this. You're looking at a machine that is releasing now, right? They're just getting you the sticker shock. You noticed before how when you got a price point, you were automatically able to know the release date and everything and buy. That's how it went. No, they knew that the sticker shock was so crazy that they gave you a couple of days to get ready. Now they allow the FOMO to build. The strategist that is taking care of this device here is a brilliant individual. From the controller, getting you the controller in your hand first, to producing a level of FOMO because you don't know what the price is and you're just sitting there, you got the, I can't wait to get a Steam machine, right? Because you're halfway there. Then you're seeing people with it and you got a controller in your hand. You already wish list this thing and you're waiting, boy. Then the price drop. You're like, oh, man, and you're walking back and forth. You're trying to figure out if it's worth it. Ah, man, I don't know. But then they give you the day to buy. A sucker's born every day, B. A sucker's born every day. This weak tech is getting this level of excitement and language wrapped around it. And it's in every one of our algorithms. All of us as gamers, we have all watched, seen, and heard. Everyone that got a chance to review it, talk about it, explain to you that the only problem that they have with this thing is the price point. BS. The problem that I have with it is that it's no damn better than a base PlayStation 5. It's no better. Some places here and there, it ain't that price point better. And it will always go back to the price point and not look at the tech and say, this is an upscaling Fugazi box. If we can sit there and attack PlayStation for putting out a PlayStation 5 Pro with the pisser in the box, why isn't the same language attached to this machine? The marketing is genius. The strategy is flawless. The execution is mind-bending. Because to gain this level of, and they disclosed everything, of misdirection by just having you look at the price point as the only issue. If you could just get past the price point, it'd be a great thing. If you could just get past the price point is the only problem. That's a damn lie. The problem is it's a potato. The problem is no. 512? for $1,000? Stop it. Stop the madness. Stop the madness. Stop it. But yeah. This is brought to you by Polygon and Ali Wash. The PlayStation 6 price panic starts now, thanks to Steam Machine. The comparisons with the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series are favorable, but the prognosis for the PlayStation 6 and Xbox Series is bleak. Yo, now my conversations when I told you 1,500 is looking conservative, right? Am I looking conservative? Am I looking like I had your best interest at heart? That I broke the news to you way early? I did this months ago. I told you months ago. Not one of these dudes ever went with me with the 1,500. Everybody, nah, King, it won't be that. They're going to shut the hell up. They are not subsidizing a damn thing. You're going to pay like you weigh based upon y'all falling in love with this idiot whack box. The problem, I believe, is greater than that. Whatever we would have got for that price point, that $14.99. Remember when Sarah Bond came out and said it's going to be a premium device? She's not there to stand behind those words. We have seen Asha sit back and tell you that was them, that wasn't me. Does the box change? On both sides. Because I say hashtag no PlayStation 6. But we're not even getting to the part where they might have to send out the cookies a little undercooked. You might just be eating raw cookie dough. Right? Like if this thing is getting this level of, there's no scrutiny behind it except for the price. If this thing is getting this level of cachet based upon the BS specs that it has dropped, what makes you think a Series X Pro, because with bumped up specs, AI inside the box, because you like upscaling. Don't tell me you don't, because y'all championing this stupid little thing, right, Mikey Barra? You're championing this thing. I love the ecosystem. It's a great, wonderful ecosystem that I think can actually, no. It's a weak stink box. We ain't gonna do that. It's stinky. It's a weak stink box. We ain't gonna do that. Stay on point. Stay on brand. Stay on brand. We ain't gonna do that. Yo, listen, man. I'm console to the death for me. I got PCs. I got PC handhelds. I got all that. I'm console to the death for me. We gonna rep where we stand. We ain't gonna let little man come up in here and act like he bout that life. You ain't bout that life, son. You weak. You underpowered. You upscared. Your resolution ain't real, man. You're faking the funk. I saw your frame rate. Your frame rate wasn't all the way there. How your tech that old, son? How you coming here that weak to the party, son? How you coming here looking like that, son? Why you looking like you launched back in 2020? Why you looking like them? Why you looking at like the current gen? You're supposed to be the next wave. You're supposed to be the upper echelon, the new guy. You fresh. You got half a box. You got half a Series X right there. That's what you got. You got half a Series. Don't tell me about it has the Zen 4 and it has RDNA 3. Shut up. Shut up. Half of you don't even know what the hell that means and what that do. I'm looking at what Digital Foundry put on that screen and I say, homeboy lacking. Hey, yo. You looking like Diddy in the corner. Pause. Nah, B. It's a no-go. It's a no-go. It can look as nice as it want. I could polish up a piece of poo that looks very beautiful. Kind of see-through. Pause. You gonna buy it? Still a piece of ish. Don't get out of here and tell me, how aesthetically pleasing it looks. We don't care for what it looks like. I brought a whole toilet bowl when it came to the Atari Jaguar CD player. It was a freaking toilet bowl. It looked like a toilet bowl. I don't care what it looks like. Play games. Do it. Play games good. Is it dope? I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Does it play the best games the best? That's what I care about. Am I getting value for my dollar? Y'all falling for the tricks, man. Val has argued that the price of the Steam machine, which starts at $1049, shouldn't be compared to the prices of the PlayStation 5 and the Series X because it's not a console. Oh, now you don't want it to be a console, but you're talking to console players. They don't talk to them. Don't deliver your machine to IGN. Don't deliver your machine. Keep your machine on tech channels. Keep your machine on tech channels and show spreadsheets and stuff. Don't show video games. Show spreadsheets. Don't encroach upon what we do. Don't try to be like us. You're not like us. You're not. Stop it. I saw with my own two eyes exactly what Forza Horizon 5 looked like on you. PlayStation was busting that ass. Had you dizzy. We ain't gonna do this. Nah, B. You ain't gonna come in for that price point and try to act like I'm supposed to just overlook your deficiencies. Listen, I could fight with these dudes all day. I can yell out hashtag no PlayStation 6 all day. I can do that all day. But what I won't do is I'm not gonna disrespect my console brothers when it comes to this little PC ingrate. You come in here, you're not even wiping your feet at the door. You're not even strong enough to be in a party. Your dance moves ain't even all that cool. I gotta lower the resolution in order to get you to perform better. Pause. You don't perform well with the lights on. Ah, man, you got a problem. You got a problem, bro. Ah, man. Somebody get that man a Blue Chew. What I can tell you is you should get Rio. If you're having performance issues when it comes to your Steam machine, go get Rio, because this will help your resolution and bump up your frame rate and keep you able to last all night long. Get out of here. You're bugging. The Steam machine is an open, customizable system which is capable of so much more than the typical consoles. While it will work best and the easiest in the Steam operating system and the Steam store, it's not locked to them. Also, games tend to be cheaper on Steam. It's a different ecosystem with different economics because you don't produce games that are exclusive to your device. Now, when you're looking over at the benefits to the other machines, their studios are producing games that are best run on native hardware. Yeah, you can tweak and twerk and make it happen over there. Yeah, it may work over there. But what happens when you start getting those Project Helix games that run and are outclassing the monkey crap out of this little thing, this little dust bunny? What happens then? What happens then where your best chance is to outclass the Series S? What happens then? What happens then when we look at you and for the price point, $400, $400. Yo, you could really walk in there with three of them, 3 Series S's. You could walk out with 3 Series S's for the price point of that dude at maximum. Yeah, that's the thing. You could put a Series S in every room of your wonderful house for the price point of that dude at maximum. You really start to have to question your choices, because the conversation surrounding this thing is they're going to tell you the benefits of the ecosystem and all this other stuff. They're going to tell you what the economics smell like based upon some other stuff. I'm going to tell you, don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe, because what this thing is doing is destroying the economic fabric of what we do as gamers. It's going to allow and it's going to give the excuse to PlayStation, to Xbox to release underpowered machines. It's going to allow them to say, why give more when we can give less? And all we got to do is have a great strategy. Then you're going to see both these two idiots release controllers first to get you all lathered up. And then once you all lathered up, then they're going to drop the price point. And then they're going to justify the price point based upon all the other stuff that is possibly economically feasible for when you get it. And then after you get it, they're gonna drop it inside the hands of individuals to tell you, oh, it does this so well. And they're gonna tell you that we're gonna open up the wish list and the wait, and they're gonna tell you all types of crap. But you're giving these guys the okay to come in weak and underpowered because you're doing it and you're getting praise for it. Outside of the price, it's a wonderful thing. And you get a chance to save money on the games in the store because economically, Steam games tend to be cheaper. No. Take your weak ass across the street. Fix it. Yo, can I change the GPU? Sound like a console to me. Sound like a console to me. Sound like a console to me, but you don't want to be compared to a console based upon the prices of the consoles right now. It's cheaper than you. So you want to say that you do so much more in order to garner this price point. And then you want to say the value that's inside your store. No, you're forcing these guys, and it's not really these guys. It's one guy. One guy's not ready. I told you, it was 2029 that PlayStation was thinking about coming out. If you give them any excuse to give you a PlayStation 5 Pro, you're stupid. Xbox Helix, we always knew it would be probably 4 to 5 times more powerful than the Series X. That's usually the spec parameter in which you get since, I don't know, it started it since the Xbox One X, right? It started, 10 times more powerful, 6 times more powerful. It does this. No, we started getting into fake frames and all this stupidness that's going on now. Allowing idiots like this to run around the block and force us to, oh yeah, all we gotta do is lower the resolution a little bit and then you're able to achieve 60 frames per second, see? It's not that crazy, mate. And if you actually do it, you can justify the price point of $1,400. Get out of here! I'm not justifying, no! What happened to native resolution? What happened to us being happy that games actually projected out native? But that's not it no more. We're at this point right now where the shareholders is running this. They want to give you the weakest possible thing for the maximum amount of money. That's what they want to do. Remember when y'all were complaining, and I was complaining too. I stopped upgrading my phone every year once I realized that the tech inside each phone was not doing, yeah, that's Incredible Hulk with tattoos. When I realized that they weren't really upgrading any goddamn thing. And I'm like Godfather then, so I would get a new phone every year based upon that. That's how my thing is structured, my plan is structured. And then I just really didn't see the advantages. And I just started realizing, every 3 years, maybe 4 years, I'll upgrade the phone. It's there. I don't have to do it. I won't give up that magenta plan. But now, when it comes to my consoles, I really want that power differential. I really want to see the next generation for what it's supposed to be. I just got comfortable with this generation, right? And I accepted the fact that Xbox is going to go change their dynamic when it comes to how their economics is looking. That's based upon this race that they're in is not advantageous to where they are now as a publisher. Having all these studios, having all these obligations and stuff like that, well, the necessary change is needed. PlayStation doesn't have that same parameters. Their parameters is a lot constricted. They have less studios. They have less moving parts. Not saying that they're not held to sort of the same standard when it comes to consoles, because we all want to bump up in graphics. I justified me buying a PlayStation 5 Pro based upon I saw the actual difference by playing on the base. I had both of them there. So yeah, I saw the actual difference. I am happy with my purchase based upon that, because if I'm going to engage with that ecosystem, I want to engage with that ecosystem the best way possible for them. Financially, was it the best thing possible? For some people, no. For me, with those guys, yes. I have a bunch of Series S's around the house, and those are for other rooms. My maximum gaming room, a Series X is here. My Series X is there. My Series X is upstairs inside the other media room. So in those rooms where I sit down to the TV and I want to get that real good gaming in, X's is there. I want to game at the highest. I don't buy new tech to just arrive here, just so I can have access to a storefront that I got anyway with my Steam Deck, that I got on my PC. Again, I'm walking away from this device not because I can just say I couldn't get it. I don't care. What it's going to do is going to give these guys the excuse. I don't want Sony or Microsoft to have the excuse to sell us underpowered, weak consoles. The next generation is supposed to be a wide open breath of good gaming. The next gen, taking us to the next level. I didn't feel like that this generation just probably arrived now. And right now, where you have Phantom Blade Zero, which when you see it, you're going to absolutely love it. You have Gears of War E-Day. You have Halo. When it drops, y'all going to understand. You're going to start seeing it, be like, yeah, we here. We getting there. The games is coming. But this guy comes out. I want to know what E-Day runs like on that, because the comparison is going to be there. And when they drop that resolution down to 1080p to get it to 60 frames per second, I'm going to laugh at you. I'm going to laugh at you because you spend $1,500 to play at 1080p. I'm going to laugh at you. You like your little funky controller. Listen, I can bag on PlayStation all day long. It's like teasing your little brother. This little foreign entity, this little dude, no, we ain't gonna do that, boy. We ain't doing that. It's trash. The price point is trash. And I know a lot of the PC dudes in here is gonna be like, King, you're hating because you got an Xbox ROG Ally X and you actually play Steam. I got a Steam Deck as well, too. Ask me if that Steam Deck got touched anytime after I got my Xbox ROG Ally X. Not once. Well, a couple of times. Well, not like how I used to. The thing was, I was using my my Steam Deck all the time. Xbox ROG Ally X showed up. Don't need you. I got you already. I got the storefront. I got all that. I don't need you. Project Helix come out, it's going to be the same exact thing. Don't need you. So that's an unbuy for me. They haven't shown me why. And I was talking about them having Half-Life 3, and I don't know how they would work it. I don't know what they would do. But it doesn't seem like they need to do anything. That should be the more concerning part. I know a lot of times I tell you guys ahead of time because I probably see it and I understand it. I told you the price points. What I don't want is Xbox to deliver me a machine, because I should change the words. I should change the words. She changed the words up a lot. From listening to what initially was talked about with Project Helix, when Sarah Bond and them explained that it was going to be a premium device curated to your experiences, and then you're listening to Asha talking about the next generation, they got to figure out how they're going to deliver it at a price point. That sounds like you stripping stuff out. That sounds like you gimping, my boy. It sounds like that's not the box that I was promised. And this Steam machine, this thing is giving them the okay. Why? Why are we complicit with this as console owners? Cool. If you're a PC dude and you love this thing, fine. Do what you're gonna do. I don't really care what you do with your money. I don't really care. Knock yourself out. As a console dude, and we mainly console, let's say you play on console, you really don't care to have a Steam machine or whatever. Let's just say that. Let's just say, yo, you're looking forward to the next PlayStation or you're looking forward to the next Xbox. This thing is going to give them the okay to come in half-baked, not to put their best foot forward. It's going to be like casual Fridays. And don't think I'm not angry at how weak this machine is and how much praise it's receiving and how much it costs. See, because the cost itself is going to show them that, yo, we could put out a weaker console at a high price tag, just marginally better than what we produce right now. And we're going to get the same praise. We're going to have better looking games because regardless to what, anything that comes out next is going to destroy this thing. Anything. If God forbid they push that PlayStation 6 out next year, underbaked baby. God forbid they push that thing out next year. Them games still going to look better than that. It's still going to look better than that. And don't tell me then it's about the economics on how cheap you get games. Don't tell me that. Because then all of y'all should have a Series S. Because now you don't care about performance. You don't care about graphics. You don't care about anything. Now you should have a Series S. Because that is the best way to play on it cheap in this generation right now. I told you I will bail you. I told you I will get you. I told you by the end of this live that I was going to show you the hypocrisy in the lips of many. I've been champion Xbox forever, based upon it's the ecosystem that I enjoy, based upon the affordability of the entry-level console and the maximum console with the Series X gives me the best way to play my games on my chosen platform. All in there is a lot of stuff. And Game Pass still rules the day. I don't give a damn what you say about Steam deals. Not one time did you tell me, not one time did I hear any of you say, I can go to Steam for $26, $27 a month and get every game they got. Nope. Can't happen. But the day they do that is the day that I can look at them and say, oh, snap, you got something going on here. But you don't. So they give you the fake, you own it. Because the license, shut up, man, get out of here. I'm so sick and tired of this. When they decide to block you, you'll realize exactly how much you really don't own. But this is Xbox Frontline News. I had a whole bunch of stuff that I wanted to talk about. For 2 days, man, I wanted to talk about Kojima. I mean, I'm going to talk about Kojima, man. I want to talk about Kojima because I felt that this actually made sense, that he said that Phil was the only person that understood his game. That he went to everybody and everybody thought he was crazy. And this is brought to you by Pure Xbox and Craig Reed. They said that I'm crazy, Hideo Kojima said. Hideo Kojima said. Many big companies rejected his new horror game before Xbox snapped it up. All of them said the same thing. Kojima said probably doesn't need any introduction at this point, but Metal Gear Solid and Death Stranding creator recently appeared on Entertainment Weekly to share the new look and details about his upcoming horror game currently in development at Xbox. This was one of the games I was absolutely terrified of being canceled. I'm glad that it's not. I'm glad that this game is actually going to make it out the door because I did see some things that I actually like. And I do like him as a developer, director, a game creator. I love the mindset that he has. OD was announced back in 2022, followed by a teaser trailer in 2025. But it's fair to say that we're all feeling a little bit starved of information, especially when Kojima's game was a no-show. Blessings. Let's go. Let's get it.
At Victor Alistine 2481 donated $2 through Super Chat. Great show. Phil Maximus FTW.
Facts. Phil Dominus Maximus Aurelius Spencer, first of his name. Forever will he be cherished in the halls of Amenti. But it's fair to say we was feeling a little bit starved for information, especially since Kojima game was a no-show at the industry's best Summer Games Fest. Right? And like, honestly, I thought I was going to see more of this game. And no, I don't know if it's an Xbox exclusive. I don't know what that means until actually that they're there. So be honest with you, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. Kojima tells Entertainment Weekly, I had this OD concept since I was working on Death Stranding 1, and I was working on it just by myself. I can't reveal how much detail, but it's something that no one has ever seen before. A new game system. I'm into that. Especially when you have an ex-EA executive saying that AI is the reason that you're starting to see creativity in the gaming space. I rebuke you. I rebuke you with every thought and imagination that I have in my mind. Because if you're going to tell me that AI is a greater creator than humans, no way. Blessings, let's go.
At Night of Cypher donated $2 through Super Chat. I don't see any PC guy saying this is a good deal.
I did. I can actually send you the video. Actually, go look at IGN's video. I did. This is wonderful. Foaming at the mouth. It was disgusting. I'm just saying. And maybe because I have a disdain for IGN that actually was worse. I don't know. We understand Kojima is co-writing the game as an actor, comedian, and a filmmaker. Jordan Peele, out of Get Out and Us, and it features a star-studded cast. Okay, I pitched it to many people in the industry and big companies, and also to the up-and-coming companies. All of them said the same thing. They said that I'm crazy and that they really don't understand the concept, and they will not be able to do it. It turns out former Xbox CEO Phil Spencer, and the current boss Asha Sharma, understood what Kojima. Yeah, honestly, I don't think Asha was sitting there for any of that stuff. Okay, I think Phil understood it, and Phil conveyed that and made sure that she understands nothing, no harm should come to this game, this studio, at all. You make cuts wherever you're going to make it, but don't make no cuts here. Sherma goes on to say that OD is deeply moving game, and she is surrounded by great artists and creativities that can pick a great game better than I can. All right, cool. All right, Kojima, blessings. Let's go. Okay. I can't wait to hear this because I gotta ask you a question.
Night of Cypher donated $2 through Super Chat. Us PC guys are pro Xbox. Many going to get Helix.
All right, so yeah, I'm going longer, Yobi, because I wanted to talk about this because I felt that this was Phil's last great effort, and actually, I was concerned about this game, and I care about the game because I want to see the game. I want to see stuff like this. I want to see new, greater, better. But all right, Night of Cypher. Let me ask you a question. If you pick up, and you can answer in the chat. You don't have to super chat. You can answer in the chat. I'll look at it right now. I'll look directly at your answer. I had my Steam Deck before I got my Xbox ROG Ally X, right? And after getting my Xbox ROG Ally X, I can honestly agree that it's a superior machine. I can honestly tell you that it allowed me to play Steam Deck games better. and also gave me the versatility of other things. Will you, if you're getting this machine, and I don't know if you're going to pick up this machine, will you continue to support that machine when Project Helix comes out and does that same stuff at a greater capacity? That's my question to you. Because this seems like a stopgap for individuals, and I don't think the price point is valid for a stopgap to get to the next greater thing. That's my opinion of the low specs that is masquerading as a new machine that we should fall in love with. Kojima claims that this game will go beyond the limits of scariness that the other games have reached, while it's teasing a solution for those who typically shy away from the scare. Let me see. Yes, same price though, around $1,200 max. Nah, it's gonna be $1,499. Stop saying $1,200 max, man. I'm trying to prevent sticker shock. I'm trying to tell you something that I believe. I'll just leave it at that. I believe. I wanted to go beyond the limit of scariness, the other games that have reached in a single player game, and I wanted to make it as scary as possible for those who might stop playing when it gets too scary. I have thought of a system that would allow them to keep going. I can't say much more because it would give too much of it as a hint to the system, and I can get in trouble for saying too much. We need to make our platform as significantly open so more creators and developers can come on board and be successful, because the next Kojima is yet unknown. And that's Sharma talking about OD. Now let me see what Knight says. I'm going to get the Helix because it's accessibility. The Steam machine is trash. Gabe is smoking something strong. And I can respect that. I can respect you being honest with that, because listen, sometimes I don't get honesty from the PlayStation guys, and that's where the cantankerous agitation comes between myself and them. And they believe that they don't get honesty from me when it comes to Xbox, but absolutely, you're going to get honesty from me. If I tell you that I don't like anything that they're doing, I'm going to tell you. I've done it. You could go check the videos, especially with the Indiana Jones stuff and stuff that they did that I felt that wasn't necessary, until I was told the reasons why. I don't care about the reasons why, because I don't run a company, and the company, I'm there for me. I'm there for me. So I'm just gonna be real with it. Like, that's the reason why I just did the Kojima thing. I went a little bit longer based upon I think curating developers and making sure things live on is important, right? And I believe that the people that were in place felt the same way. I felt that Phil did absolutely everything that he possibly could in order to keep as many of those people around. Sometimes having a big heart in business is bad for business, right? I didn't say this because I said this to Phil. I could tell y'all. I said it to Phil. This is the first E3 that I've been to. Well, I call it E3 because it's E3 week. It's a tradition. It's like the Super Bowl of gaming. It's the greatest feeling on earth, going to these things and being a part of all these wonderful nerds and good nerds and geeks, and we actually have a space for us, and it's crazy. It's a crazy thing. It's the most beautiful thing in the world. But this is the first time that I've been there and me and them didn't have our talk. Now, I'm pretty sure that I'll talk to him in July, but having to talk after a big show and to see how hype he is and smiling or whatever, or if he knows that he ain't have a good show and there's stuff that got to be fixed, and we're talking about certain things, because a lot of stuff we just talk is just talk off the record. It's just talking. I'm getting the insight of somebody that is in the rooms making stuff happen, and he's getting the perspective of a lover of the brand and somebody that actually champions the brand, and he's getting that kind of aspect of it, but that will tell it like it is. And that interaction was absolutely missing this year. So it felt like a void was there because for a large part of Xbox clawing their way back into something that looks sustainable, he was a large part of that. And that is no longer there. We are now the passengers with a different captain at the helm. And a lot of people said that she's going to take us to the end of the earth and drop us off. A lot of other people said there will be a whole new horizon. I was told to give her a chance and give her grace to see exactly what happens. Knowing that at least 4 studios are going to be cut from the whole pie and over 1,000 workers, developers, engineers, or whatever will no longer be at the building. I want to know what going forward does it really truly look like? Not the Twitter stuff, not the cliche stuff, the stuff that actually has substance. Because if they take, and I want the original spec sheet, I'm going to get it for what the projected specs of what Project Helix is supposed to be. I want to know where cuts was made, if cuts was made. I expect a premium device. I am willing to pay a premium price tag. $14.99. I'm willing to start right there. Not end there. Start right there. Because if it's going to be a real leap, and I'm talking about generational, then I'm in for it. I'm not in for this half-ass thing that they doing right. I'm not in for that. I'm not in for that. I'm not paying for that. But a real leap, a real serious. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know when y'all saw what these machines was capable of going forward, the real identity of these machines. You stand and clapped. So I expect something great. I expect something that is going to deliver. And listen, 4K 60 frames per second has to be mandatory. 60 frames per second has to be locked. No more this fluctuation. I'm not about that. And I don't want to be playing with the resolution in order to achieve anything. But this is Xbox Frontline News. I went on long today. I've been running my mouth based upon I had to look at all of this praise to this machine while people are comparing it to a base PlayStation 5, something that I turned my nose up to when the Pro came out. But you're not close to price. You got to go for price versus performance. So how dare you even compare the two when your price point pushes you someplace different? It's like paying the same price for an economy Uber that you pay for Uber X, but you got that little small sedan. Are you going to stand for it? Are you going to stand for it? I'm not. But this is Xbox Frontline News with your boy, The King. If you liked anything in this show today, please like, follow, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I go live daily, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you members, y'all are lifeblood. Subs, love you to death. Drop videos daily. I got to do the giveaway. I got all this swag for Summer Games Fest. I got tons of swag. I got coins. I got a whole bunch of stuff. And you members are going to be the beneficiaries of this. I salute you, and I salute your time, and I salute your effort. I salute each and every last comment. But I want you to do what I'm about to do. I want you to go where game is game and win is win. And I want you to try to play the best service in gaming and try to play the Game Pass. But I told you before you do that, understand that I'm the unmitigated best at this. And if you got anybody better than me, then put them up.
What's a man or a king? What's it a saying? Advancing the line, advancing the payment. You front the game, but shoot what said as you claim it. It's that Xbox, spin the block, his legs slide. Fast talker, no riddling, moonwalking, selling moon rock just to make dividends. You in traffic with family? That much making a portrait. Gun kick back, now grannies from porches. David on the sea, you know that it's scorching. What's a man or a king? What's it a saying? Advancing the line, advancing the payment. You front the game, but shoot what said as you claim it.
You already know the time, told my boys to hold the line. We gon' shoot it out in seconds, leave you posted like a vine. Bow your head down to the king, leave your roses at the shrine. We stay ready for the war, just need the king to drop the sign. Say what you running from, what you running from. I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? Said what you running from, what you running from. I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? This what you wanted.